Your first takeoff feels like freedom until you realize landing isn't guaranteed. The engine roars beneath you. It vibrates through your chest, your teeth, your thoughts. Your instructor doesn't sound impressed. His voice is calm, too calm. Stay ahead of the aircraft. You pull back slightly. The ground drops away faster than expected. For a moment, it feels like control. Then the jet drifts, just a little, and suddenly, you're behind it. One mistake up here doesn't get corrected. It compounds. And as the runway disappears behind you, one question starts forming in your mind. How do you go from this to being trusted with missions that decide everything?
Level 1. The cadet. You haven't touched a jet yet. You're running, studying, competing every single day. Places like the U.S. Air Force Academy or equivalent programs don't train pilots, they filter them. You sit in classrooms learning aerodynamics, physics, navigation. At night, you memorize procedures you don't fully understand yet. Everyone here was the best somewhere else. Now, you're average. You learn quickly that intelligence isn't enough. They measure discipline, reaction time, stress tolerance. You're constantly evaluated, even when it feels like you're not. And quietly, people start disappearing. Reassigned, washed out, gone. No speeches, no second chances. You realize something early. Most of you will never even touch a fighter jet.
Level 2. Flight School Trainee. You finally step into a cockpit. It's not a fighter jet, not yet. It's something like the T-6 Texan II. Basic, forgiving. It doesn't feel forgiving. The moment you take control, everything happens too fast. Altitude, airspeed, attitude. 3 things you must balance constantly. Your instructor watches silently as you overcorrect. The aircraft pitches, then rolls, then drifts. You're not flying it, you're fighting it. Every maneuver is graded, every mistake recorded. One failed check ride, and your path changes permanently. You start to feel it, the pressure. Not fear of flying, fear of failing, because the sky doesn't forgive hesitation.
Level 3. Advanced Jet Training. Now the speed is real. You move into aircraft like the T-38 Talon. Faster, sharper, less forgiving. Decisions are no longer optional. They are immediate. You don't have time to think, you react. Formation flying begins. You hold position just meters from another jet at high speed. Your margin for error disappears. And now, everything is ranked. Your performance determines your future. Top candidates get fighter assignments, others don't. You start watching others closely, comparing, calculating. This isn't just training anymore, it's selection. And you realize something uncomfortable. You're not learning anymore, you're competing.
Level 4. Winged Fighter Pilot. You earn your wings. A small piece of metal. Years of pressure behind it. For a moment, it feels like you made it. Then you arrive at your squadron. Aircraft like the F-16 or FA-18 wait on the tarmac. Machines built for speed, precision, and consequence. You step into one and feel like a beginner again. Everything is faster, more complex, less forgiving. The veterans don't celebrate you, they observe you. You listen more than you speak, because now you understand, earning your wings wasn't the finish line. This is where the real pressure begins. Level 5. Operational Rookie Pilot. You fly real missions now. Not combat yet, but close. Training exercises, simulated threats, coordinated operations. You follow orders precisely. You don't improvise, not yet. Every move is watched. Veteran pilots notice everything. Your timing, your communication, your hesitation. You learn to stay sharp, quiet, reliable. You're part of the system now, but not fully trusted. And you feel it, that subtle distance between you and them. You're good enough to be here, but not good enough to lead. Not yet. You're trusted, just not fully. Level 6. Combat Ready Pilot. The certification comes quietly. Combat Mission Ready. No ceremony, just a new level of expectation. Now the aircraft you fly carries real weapons, not training rounds, not simulations, real payloads, real consequences. You feel it during pre-flight checks, a different kind of silence. Every decision now matters beyond the cockpit. You follow orders you don't always question, because hesitation isn't built into the system. This is where the job changes. It's no longer about skill, it's about responsibility. And once you cross that line, there's no going back. This is no longer training.
Level 7. Flight Lead. Now others follow you. 2 to 4 aircraft, real people, real trust. You lead formations. You make decisions mid-air. There's no pause button, no second opinion. Just you, the sky, and time moving too fast. You coordinate positioning, timing, execution, and you feel the weight immediately. One wrong call doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone behind you. You start thinking differently now, less about flying, more about outcomes. And for the first time, you feel the burden of command. You're no longer just responsible for yourself.
Level 8. Instructor Pilot. Now you teach, not because it's easier, because it's necessary. You sit in briefings, watching younger pilots repeat your old mistakes. Some improve, some don't. You correct them early, firmly, because in this system, small mistakes don't stay small, they grow. You carry a different kind of pressure now, not your own performance, theirs. You know not all of them will make it, and part of your job is deciding who won't. It stays with you longer than expected, because now you understand this system doesn't just train pilots, it filters them. Now you shape who survives this system. Level 9. Squadron Leader. You fly less now. You plan more. Missions, rotations, readiness. You oversee everything. Aircraft availability, pilot performance, operational priorities. Your decisions happen before the engines even start, and they affect everything that follows. You see the bigger picture now, not just flights, not just missions, entire operations. You carry responsibility quietly, because mistakes at this level don't happen in the air. They happen in planning rooms, and the consequences show up later. You're no longer chasing speed, you're controlling outcomes. You're fighting wars from behind the cockpit.
Level 10. Elite Combat Veteran. You've done this long enough to feel calm where others feel pressure. Your movements are precise, your decisions controlled. You don't chase adrenaline anymore, you manage it. You've seen enough to understand the weight behind every mission. Some assignments are routine, others carry more silence around them. You don't ask unnecessary questions, you focus on execution. Because at this level, hesitation looks different. It's not visible, it's internal. You carry everything forward, quietly. Experience, decisions, consequences. And you realize something no one tells you early on. Mastering the aircraft was the easy part. Living with what comes after isn't. You stop chasing adrenaline. Now you carry it. You step onto the runway again. Another takeoff. Another mission. The engine roars the same way it always has, but you're not the same person anymore. You remember your first flight, the uncertainty, the hesitation, the feeling of barely staying in control. Now everything is precise, measured, intentional. But the risk never left. It just became something you understand. And somewhere behind you, a new cadet is running drills, studying late, trying to prove they belong. They're chasing the same sky you once did. They think it's about speed, freedom, power, just like you did. And as you push the throttle forward again, You already know what they don't. Landing isn't guaranteed.